Hey, what's up guys? Before we get into the video, I'd just like to say I've been looking at YouTube analytics and it says my viewership is 100% male. That's kind of sad, to be honest. Um, so, yeah, I was just kind of putting that out there. Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to hit you with 5 cold, hard tips that will help you win in Skyblock and possibly improve your Skyblock experience. So, for the first tip, get to endstone collection 8. This will unlock the catalyst recipe, which is extremely convenient to have. You will be able to do various money-making methods that involve buying crystal frags, selling them into catalysts. They're an item that very few people in Skyblock can actually craft, and it's extremely convenient to be able to craft it. So to do this, you just kind of place down an endstone minion for a little bit of time. It's not really that hard, man. They make a pretty good amount of profit. They're fine. They're not like the best minion out here, but they'll get you your collection, and it's very worth it. You want that catalyst collection. You heard it from me. Tip number 2: when you are fishing, use fish bait instead of spiked bait. This is definitely a highly debated topic. It's actually very simple, and I can explain it to you very easily with some math. Fish baits, basically, they work better and better the more sea creature chance you have, but let's say you have 30% sea creature chance, which is very low. You'll be able to get that easily with like a set of angler armor. So if you were to fish 100 times with spiked bait and a 30% base sea creature chance, you would then have a 36% sea creature chance. So out of the 100 times you fish, you will get 36 sea creatures on average. However, with fish bait, in the same time that you'll fish 100 times with spike bait, you'll fish 130 times with fish bait. So if you're just taking the 30% sea creature chance, out of the 100 times that you fish, 30% of that is 39. So you will be getting more sea creatures with fish bait than with spike bait. And that's a very low base sea creature chance. As you go higher and higher, the gap between them gets larger and larger. So for some reason, I do see a lot of people using spike bait. Fish bait is better, and you should always use it instead. For the third tip, this is possibly the most important tip that I'll be telling you. Always keep your piggy bank in your inventory. This is something that every Skyblock player should be doing if they have any amount of money above 10k. Like, it is so helpful just to have that little bit of insurance just in case you die with a bunch of money on you. I carried it in my accessory bag for a very long time, and I will show a picture of me falling off while I was foraging with 13 mil for some reason. I fell in this very gap and lost 6 point something mil. Carry a piggy bank on you. You will not regret it. It's worth the one inventory slot that it takes up in the millions of coins that it will probably save you. Even on your home island, if you die of fall damage, you'll still lose the coins. Piggy bank has probably saved me like 20 million coins from me just like falling and dying, and the piggy bank cracks, but I keep the 20 million coins that I would have lost. Fourth tip: dungeon items are better than they look, and you should probably use them over normal items if you can. So, the thing about dungeon items that's different from normal items is that they are multiplied based on your dungeon's level. So if I go to my dungeon's level, it will say that because I'm level 9, it increases the stats of my dungeon items by 40% while in the catacombs. So that means that all of the stats are multiplied by 40% of all, but that's only for dungeon items, not for normal items. So if I were to look at Strong and Tarantula, the stats look pretty good. You get 175 health, 155 defense, and a pretty good amount of strength. With the skeleton soldier set, though, you only get 100 health and 52 defense, and you don't get any stat boosts other than that. However, this is still better because all the stats on this armor are multiplied by 40%, which includes the reforges, and then also the stars that you can add an extra 10% for each star. And this is why a machine gun bow is better than a Runon's bow. Now, this isn't true about every item. There's a lot of exceptions, just because there's a lot of varying power levels with items. But often, dungeon items are a lot cheaper. You can go out and get a superior set, which is great for Berserker, for around 55 million coins. Or you can go out and get an adaptive set, which is also very good for Berserker, for less than half of that. There are definitely some good resources that you can research what is good or what isn't. You can test it for yourself, so don't just listen to me. There's a lot of exceptions to this rule. However, dungeon items, dungeon armor, dungeon weapons are often better and cheaper than normal ones. Fifth and final tip, put your money in the bazaar, not the bank. Now, if you have less than 15 million coins, it's probably good to keep at least 10 million of that in the bank, or 15 million if you have quite a bit extra, but you really want to put it in the bazaar. This is especially true for somewhat rich players that have any amount of money above 15 million. You should not be keeping that in the bank. It's not making you any money. And I've seen some YouTubers suggest put it into stuff. I've seen some YouTubers suggest you should put it in like seasonal items because they change based on how far or how close the event is. But so many people are doing that it kind of is hard to actually sell and to actually buy and sell them and make any amount of profit. And that it's very out of sync with the actual events just because so many people are trying to buy and sell them during the event to make a profit. I would say focus on items that have a pretty consistent 1 or 2K difference and are somewhat cheap. I'd say Dragon Fragments are pretty good for this. Catalysts are pretty good for this, and if you have a lot of money, a few mil that you want to put in the bazaar at least, and you want to try to make a lot of money and you want to be very smart, buy an item that fluctuates a lot in price, such as catalysts or summoning eyes, at a time when they are very cheap compared to normal. So buy them then and sell them later. It's a really, really easy way to passively make millions of coins. I've probably made 10 to 20 million from just instead of storing my excess 20 mil or whatever doesn't fit in my bank, or just like extra money that's not the 15 mil that's in my bank, I've been usually placing buy orders for catalysts and then selling them with a somewhat okay bazaar flipping. And I've had to do virtually no work I just click a few buttons every now and then once the orders get filled and stuff, and I make so much money. So that's just a really easy way to passively make a lot of money without doing any work. It's like barely bazaar flipping because you check in on it every day or so, and you'll be making a lot of money. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like and please consider subscribing. It's a very large commitment, I know, to subscribe, and there's no way to unsubscribe. But if you're willing to take the next step in our parasocial relationship, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notifications bell so you get notified every time I post, which is incredibly important. And feel free to comment down in the comment section your thoughts, any other tips you might have, any experience you've had with any of these tips. I'd love to hear your feedback. But don't be mean because my feelings are very easily hurt. And now, in the wise words of someone probably, goodbye.